Hey, hello guys. Nice to see you. Well, I hope you can see me. Obviously, I cannot see you right away. But through space-time mind continuum, well, that's a joke. But STM continuum, maybe not. So what you see here on the screen is a gallery of mathematics, and it has sub-galleries. One is for beginning algebra, intermediate algebra, college algebra, and calculus. And there is a pretty cool stuff. For example, if you click on this, you're in the gallery of beginning algebra. It's a class that Dr. Z, this guy, that's how students call him, some students, teaches right now. And you see here some examples of problems. And for example, you can click here and you see much more. 5 pages like that in this gallery. And here is one example. It's about Mongolian Navy. And obviously the information comes from the web. And you can click here and see the source. They said that landlocked country really has no need for a navy. Yet they feel the need to at least have one, if only name. So the Mongolian Navy is a one tugboat with a 7-man crew. But perhaps the saddest part is not only one of them knows how to swim. So we make a problem out of this. And the problem is the captain of the Mongolian Navy tugboat earns 3 times as much as a sailor. How much each of them earn if their total wages is an equivalent of $200. Then here's the solution. You say, we don't know how much the sailor earns. You say it's X dollars. Then the captain's salary will be 3X because it's 3 times as much. And total X plus 3X is 200. So 4X makes 200 and 1X equals 50. So if the sailor makes 50, the captain makes 3 times as much, 150. Together makes it 200. So I want you to come here and click this button. The problem opens in the editor that allows you to change anything you want. But I want you to change these numbers. Instead of 3 times, put 5 times. And instead of 200, put whatever number you want, 500, whatever. And then follow the steps and solve the problem. And then go here and add, you see it says 1.0, you say 1.1 and add your initials and then click publish. And that's it. That's the only thing you need to do. You created your own problem and you solve it, and other people come and rate it. And they can comment on it. And by the way, we added that top part, this part is called project-based learning. Whatever you do is a project. You do it online, so e-project-based learning. Your homework is e-project. Before, you did a lot of work. Where is it? It's gone. You have a grade. Hopefully, you still have knowledge, but the work is gone. Now, this helps you to store it And when you forgot how you did it, you come back and review it. So that part is called project-based learning. Now this part, when you add links of non-profit organizations like Student Veterans of America, you're helping them to save on online advertising. Or these guys, they're really good. Well, at least in some aspects, they're good. So they help people to save money. We are helping them to save money on online advertising. They don't pay me for that. I put it because I wanted to help them. And I asked them, you see, there is no link to it. I asked them, do you want me to do that? Is it okay? I want to help you. And for different reasons, they didn't reply yet. And it was like a year ago. But we do what we can. And that is called service learning. So there are three aspects to this system. One is project-based learning, helps you to learn better and helps you to have the portfolio, they call it e-portfolio of your work. Then it helps to the community when you do work and then add links of nonprofit organizations or sponsors who gave them the money. You're helping them to save on online advertising. And there is a third aspect to this project. It's all a game. Right now, Dr. Z, that is how students call this guy, is showing to you. He cannot explain because there is a principle. There is a bunch of principles in that game. It's a reality role-playing game. You play in reality, like the real guy who lives inside plays now as Dr. Z. Don't confuse them. They're two different people. In fact, a few years back, Dr. Z didn't exist that much. There was another guy called Mr. Rashad, and he's gone. Rashad. He was supposed to be a crazy guy, crazy Russian guy. Rashad. Crazy Russian guy running around with crazy ideas. What can I say? The guy was too crazy. So he is now somewhere at the back of this microprocessor. And Dr. Z is trying to learn from his mistakes and trying to be not that crazy. And that is how you play this game of everyday life creatively by creating, which I call pieces of puzzle. You puzzle together an image, an audio, and text, and if you want to embed a video. Like right now, it's all being recorded, obviously, if you see it, and the link will be added. And that is how we puzzle together different information pieces into a piece of puzzle. And all together, they make another bigger puzzle. It's a puzzle of my life. So the guy is writing a book of life, his own life, and not in just writing as a book, but embedding videos, basically making those puzzles. So it's a puzzle in a puzzle. Okay. And it has a third aspect of it. As I said, it's a game. And this t-shirt is supposed to be one example of just one game. So that game is connect the dots game. You see, it says something here in the form of dots. And we'll just look at the first portion of it. Together, if you connect the dots and you can read it, it would say brotherly game. Brotherly game. Okay. But if you look at this part, it's a Russian word, means brother. If you read it, the first letter is B, Russian B. And then if you read it together, makes it brat in Russian means brother. Not a spoiled child. Don't confuse. It's brother. And in fact, the question is it's a mathematical kind of game, small game to a certain degree, because it illustrates what a set is. So imagine there is a set of English letters, Latin letters. So R, A, and T will be three obvious letters, English letters. But there is a letter 4. It's hidden inside this Russian B. It says O and it's crossed. And if it wasn't crossed, you would read it Borat. Well, we crossed it. And we said right here at the bottom, play responsibly, creativity, and do not Borat good people. Do not Borat good people. Play responsibly. This is why we cross this. That guy is a very funny guy. He's very talented. Now Borat 2 is coming out. And what is it about? Well, they say it's about breaking stereotypes. Yes, he broke the stereotype and created even worse by showing the entire Kazakh nation as stupid people. Created even worse stereotype. Okay, and by the way, there is a Russian proverb, "ломать не строить," meaning breaking is not building. Much easier to break rather than to build. So we do not play practical jokes on good people. It's impractical. And don't have fun in expense of other people. Only with people. Together, we have fun together, not in their expense. And going back to this, we figure out there are 4 English letters, O, R, A, T, 4 English letters. How many Russian letters? Well, you know already that B is one Russian letter. And by the way, O is also a Russian letter. And A, R, and T, T, also Russian letters. So there are 4 Russian letters. 4 English, 4 Russian, and that shows you intersections, overlapping of sets of letters. English ABC has 26 letters. Russians ABC has 33 letters. And in this case, 4 of them overlap, have the same way we spell it. Okay, so that is one example of a connect the dot game. But it's literally here, the letters are presented as dots. And if you think about each idea is a dot. And now you need to connect this dot I just gave you about the idea with other ideas that you may have and see if you will be willing to play together and have fun. It's a game of ideas. It's everyday life game. It's a game of ideas. And actually, Dr. Z was supposed to tell exactly Different story, which is terrible mistake he's made yesterday. Was unbelievable. How stupid, how basic, and he has to share it. He has to show other people that yes, made that mistake, and it's my failure. And we celebrate failures creatively. And specifically, right here, there is a gallery called Situations. Right here, in that gallery called Situations. And you can see a bunch of those where Dr. Z failed. And specifically, if you go to all galleries, there is failure celebration gallery. And you could see where he failed, and he will put another example of his failure from yesterday. Unbelievably basic and stupid, but it was supposed to happen, and it happened. It's not like he is blaming someone that it was supposed to happen. But if it happened, he had to. There wasn't any other things. Okay, well, that will come to you later. If you play that game, you will see what he means. That in this life, only thing that supposed to happen in this real reality. There will be many simulated realities that will look better than ours and maybe more advanced technologically. But Dr. Z believes that he lives in the real reality. And if you're here, you live there too. So that is a completely different story. How people who play this game saving the world. And just a simple example for you to better understand. Think about people who will come after us, and they will have that advanced technology where they will use maybe artificial intelligence. Actually, it will be artificial super intelligence. And if you think about some super computers, and if you want to think about quantum computing, so all this put together and even better than that, they will develop it, and they will have to simulate the reality. They don't have any other choices. And how do they know that models are correct? Well, they will use all these videos, all examples, including this video that is being recorded right now, to calibrate their models and validate them. And if you do that, if you play your everyday life creatively by creating this type of examples, capturing the reality, you're helping them to save the world. Simple like that. And by the way, in that storyline, there is intergalactic or inter-universal competition. Imagine people, creatures from any distant world, from our universe or from a parallel universe, whatever, come together and they present the models of reality. And the ones that are proven to be really wrong, meaning there's not a single one, it's just impossible by definition of reality, of real model, to predict, to simulate it 100%. So the model has to be falsifiable to be real. and it will be really, really close to real reality, maybe with percentage of error, maybe 10 in power minus 5, maybe 10 in power minus 20. But if it's proven that the percentage is too high, and that this model is not really a real model, booms, the entire universe from which it was presented goes into oblivion. So now, if you're helping our future selves, because those people who live in that future, those are your true selves. Well, it's a little bit more complex, but talking about complex numbers, you remember the real part and imaginary part. So for us, those people in the future, they're imaginary. Okay, we are real. We live in this reality, in this space time. But we forget it's also mind continuum. For them, it's a little bit more uh, different. Okay, people, we are not going there. Just wanted to give you introduction to that piece of creative failure celebration that is coming. And that was terrible.